Yeah, good morning. I just wanted to give a quick update on 1 month into the build. Pretty much, I think it's almost 1 month, or it could be sort of 4 for 16, 8, 10 days, something like that. Not 16, where the hell I got 16 from, I don't know. Probably eight working days, so let's call it 8 to 64 hours, something along those lines. Anyway, we won't get into the maths of it. 12th of February, 1 month in. I'm just going to flip the camera around and go through where I'm at. Okay, just putting that onto 5. Here we go. Right stabilator is all upsized to copper clecos. The hinge itself is only 332, so the silver clecos. The ruddervator has been fitted, as you are aware. The hinge pin was laid through, needing ample oil. You didn't have to force the pin through, but you've got to be fairly careful getting something that long all the way through. A pin that, like a two hinge surfaces together that are going to be fairly, low in tolerance. There's a damn mozzie flying around here that's biting the crap out of me. Anyway, might put some mozzie coils on. It's the worst thing about Australia. The left stabilator is here. Everything is upsized as well. Copper clecos are not done on this face as well, because I have to put the hinge in, and then I will pilot it through and upsize it at the same time as I upsize that one. So both stabilators are ready for deburring, priming and reassemble, except for the Y-tail spar, which this whole video is going to be dedicated to. Over here is the left ruddervator, all primed, all ready to go, and I did that yesterday. It's surprisingly how when you do another portion of the build, so let's call it the right stabilator was slower to build than the left, and the left ruddervator was quicker to build than the right one. So I hope that came out correctly, but anyway, you get my general drift. You start to speed up. Over here I've got the right, let me just emphasize something there, not speeding up to the point that you're becoming complacent. You're speeding up because you don't have to look at a drawing for an hour and go, oh, am I doing that right? Hopefully anyway. Right ruddervator is here. Now, update on the little special tool. Here is the tool here, all complete. You may remember it. It actually was made out of pretty much of the stuff that I sort of suggested. Here is the rivet that will go through, and you'll see that it's just hopefully that shows up, slightly bent. So the rivet will go into there, and I'm doing this without glasses, by the way, so if it looks pretty awkward, you'll know why. That then goes down on top of the hinge, the rivet, so I'll get right down really low, and I've got no idea what I'm looking at here because I don't have my glasses on, but you can sort of see if you hold that tool flat, you've got a little bit of a lever arm here, then you've got an angle where you can basically put your rivet gun in, which gives you a bit more clearance here, and Bob's your uncle. Away you go through. I haven't tried it. It has to work. This is what they sell on the internet, so that's what I've done. Again, I want to keep this intro short because this is just a month update. I'm going to move on to riveting all this together this morning first up. Then I'm going to put all these components aside. Actually, sorry, I might fit the hinge first. Align all this ruddervator, get it all done, take this aside. Then I'm going to bring my bench press over, lay it on, bench drill over on the workbench, and I'm going to build a proper jig to build the Y-tail spars, which are just here. And I'm going to throw it all together. And the reason I want to do that is just turn you around. The reason I want to do a complete series just on the spar is because, lo and behold, I buggered it up. You may recall, I think it was in chapter 2 part 1, where I said in the very beginning of that clip, there's a quick intro of where I'm going to be doing some things throughout that video. I didn't end up putting it in because of that reason, and the reason is, you may recall I said a couple of the bolts I'm not happy with. I've thought about it more and more and more. That night I lost about 400 hours of sleep, to the point that I probably didn't even need to email Kerry for suggestions. I pretty much knew I'm going to have to replace it. So the whole of this one on the whitetail, this log on the whitetail, is dedicated to how I buggered it up. When I was buggering it up, I knew I was doing it, and I really don't, or I hope that others haven't built it this way, because I tell you what, it can be a mess. I didn't even think about it, you know. I was too probably, well, I did think about it. I knew when I was doing it, I knew I was doing it wrong. I would probably thought, you know what, I've had years of drilling things in the building industry. I'm good at it, but no. We're talking about, you know, metal surfaces. We're talking about tolerances that are nothing, and I just want to ensure this time I do it right. Otherwise, it's going to be a hell of a costly exercise, and I'm going to go through those costs and how it came about. Anyway, I'll sign off now. Do this. It's already up to 6.5 minutes, and I'm trying to keep this as short as I can. So I'll talk with you soon, and I'll come back when I talk about the whitetail. Okay, I have riveted the left stabilator. Start again. I have riveted the left ruddervator and put the hinge on the stabilator. Now, this time I tried a different method which worked 5,000% better. You may recall I said for the right-hand stabilator and subsequent ruddervator, I had a little bit of difficulty, although it wasn't forceful difficulty in getting the hinge pin in. What I did this time was I just located, because obviously you've got to remove any of the clecos from the rear spar, so you can't sort of dry assemble it in this position. So I basically put in the other half of the hinge from the ruddervator. I just put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sort of 6 clecos in there, silver clecos, just to sort of locate the hinge. Then I took the rear clecos out of the spar and then assembled the ruddervator as you see it, threw the old hinge pin in. Look at it. Beautiful. Now, that's not to say that it's not working any more freely than the right hand side. It's working the same. It's just that the hinge pin is going to be a lot easier to get in and get out. Quick update on that. I'm going to clean up the workshop now and get prepared to start on the Y-tail spars. Talk with you soon.